be here in Arlington. LeVar and I were in Suffolk last night. We opened up their headquarters. 150 people last night in Suffolk. You can feel it all over Virginia what's happening. Falls Church the other night, 400 people. It's exciting. It's going to be a tough race. We should not have any illusions. I remind everybody in 2008, you had President Bush with the highest disapprovals of any president in the history of our country, 72%. We had 2 wars going on. We had an economy that was on the verge of going off the cliff. Everything was going wrong. And yet, we only won 52% of the vote. Every single person should remember that. And when you go home, you think about it. You're here today because you love the president. You want to see him get reelected. From today going forward, I want you to stop every single person you see, and you ask them to vote for Barack Obama. If they don't stop, tackle them, put them down. You got to do what you got to do because, folks, the most important reason is, and in politics it's important, Barack Obama deserves re-election. Yeah. He's losing 700,000 jobs a month. We all know the issues. The banks were all in crisis. There was just turmoil throughout the world. He came in, he got to work, he said, we got to focus on the middle class, we got to build it up, we got to create manufacturing jobs. And that's what he has done. We've created 4 million private sector jobs since he got elected President of the United States of America. 25 months of straight economic growth. And when Mitt Romney and others, Mitt Romney said, oh, we should do a bankruptcy, we should have the auto industry go through bankruptcy and a structure. Folks, it's just the truth. There was no banks going to lend them money. It was Barack Obama who stood up and provided the leadership, saved over 1.5 million direct jobs in the auto industry and millions more in the supply chain. And you know what? Our auto companies today are having the best quarter that they've ever had. We're creating jobs. We're beating car companies around the world. Manufacturing is up to the highest level we've had in over 30 years, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we know we got a long way to go. And I got Ann over here. She told me, she said, Terry, I've been out of work for 3.5 years. I've gone through my entire savings. I have no money. I am destitute. This election is about people like Ann, who's optimistic, who's not going to be in here volunteering every single day, because we got a long, long way to go to help people. That's why our president needs, we're fighting for the Anns and everybody else there who don't have a voice. We are going to be their voice. President Obama is their voice, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember 2008, they said, oh, President Obama, no way, he's not going to have the foreign policy credentials and all. You remember all that kind of stuff? We don't hear much about foreign policy in this election. You don't hear about it. You know what? Because President Obama did what he said he could. Got our troops out of Iraq. Which is he's drawn down our troops in Afghanistan. And what George Bush couldn't do, Barack Obama did. He got Osama bin Laden. And he has gone all through their area and gone after the Al-Qaeda leadership and taken them out. This is one of the strongest commanders-in-chief our nation has ever seen. We need your help. We need you to get out. We need you to work. Because last year, many of you saw me, LeVar, and I think we did 425 events throughout the Commonwealth last year, because I told you then. I said last year's elections are going to be important. The 2010 elections are going to be important, but 2011 are really going to be important. And you got to get out. And you know what? They had a better turnout operation on the other side. And you know what? We lost the state senate here in Virginia, and they now have a veto-proof House of Delegates. Things happen. There are consequences to the elections, and I told you that, and I'm telling you now. When they get power, you know what they're going to do. And look at the socially divisive, anti-women rhetoric that came out of the General Assembly. All those issues, we know what they do with power. And the other day, they had a press conference, the Romney campaign, and they asked, fair question, they asked the Romney campaign, where are you on the Lilly Ledbetter legislation? Where are you stand on that? Not really a tough question, because we all believe that women should be paid the same as men if they're doing the same job. Let's see, it took him 6 seconds of silence, so y'all know on the conference call I put on video, he's asking, what's that, what's that? 6 seconds, came back on the call and said, we'll get back to you with our answer on that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have time to get back. We got to get out there and fight for women's rights across this country. We got a very important election. We need your help. If you're really so inclined, as you know, President Obama and President Clinton, first time ever at a fundraiser, will be in my home. Dorothy and I, we'd love to have you all come April 29th, 2 weeks from today. If you got nothing going on, it's going to be exciting and show our party's unified. But folks, we need your help. Let's win big with Tim Kaine and our congressional delegation. Let's get Barack Obama back as President of the United States of America. Then we come roaring back in 2013. We win the governor, lieutenant governor, general. And folks, the comeback for our party starts here in Arlington today. We elect Barack Obama. Now, I am so fired up to introduce you our next speaker. I have known Jim for over 30 years. And I've always said this about Jim Moran, because Jim Moran is a guy who gets out of bed, like the president, figure out how do we give that average Joe a shot at the American dream. He's a boxer, as we all know. I used to box as a kid. I didn't want to get in a ring with Jim. He's bigger than I am. But you know what? He never lost those fighting instincts. He fights for you every single day. He is a great member of Congress. He never shies away from the battle. Not scared to get his voice out because he's fighting for you. We need a lot more people like Jim Moran in the United States Congress, and you are so lucky that you have him. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest member of Congress ever served in the history.